the beat, Sousa Show. Sports, beat.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
At Rolls Rolo, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
How about our boy Zach Owen out there? I mean, he's got a lot going. He's got Gordon Collier out there. Yesterday, he had 2 days ago, he had Sammy Brown. By the way, some research on Sammy Brown. Played soccer at Abilene Christian. So she had a show last night, but I don't know how it was because of the weather. But obviously, our boy Zach went out, which is pretty cool.
So for those that don't know and didn't just join us from the show, I'll fill them in. Rogue Media has the Zach Owen Show starting this week.
Yeah.
Country disc jockey legend, Zach Owen.
So do you remember Zach Owen from like when you were young?
Yeah, bro, here's the deal. No, seriously, A, I don't really listen to country music.
Yeah.
That's not my scene. B, when I would turn on the radio starting in like 5th grade, it was sports talk. That's why I'm here with you, right?
Yeah.
But I still know who the guy is.
Mhm.
Like, he is definition of like regional, local
Yeah.
celebrity. Big
Yeah.
time.
Oh, and he that show he's doing every morning.
It's great.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of fun.
Live music guests.
Yeah. So was he like your whole like childhood pretty much?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, at least that I can remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure not the entire way, but like, yeah,
How about it? Pretty cool that, you know, here he is like leaving. He's a powerhouse traditional radio wise. Obviously he separates from that.
Yep.
And now here he is at Rogue. Like, it's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So here, I'll do my job now. You can find it.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube, find Texas Music Cafe, spelled exactly like it sounds.
Yep.
On YouTube, and he streams live there every morning from 8 to 10 a.m.
8 to 10 a.m.
And then he kicks it. He
Goes
brings
over
you
to me.
on.
Yeah.
Kicks it straight to you here on the Music Show.
That is context.
Doing my job.
Yeah. So we just saw Zach, and he's out there having a good time. Texas Music Cafe. Of course, we are presented by Slovacics, D1, Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, Socorro Family Ford of West, First National Bank of Central Texas. We got to start with last night, deep into the night, for me at least. Penn State and Notre Dame. It was actually really cool. The game starting in Central Time, 6:30 for us. I was in love with the broadcast overall. The Lee Corso dressing up as the Leprechaun. I honestly got chills down my spine when they showed LeVar Arrington, Micah Parsons, and Abdul Carter. I was like, whoa, like those are guys. Like, I think quarterbacks everywhere were freaked out before the game when they showed that. Back and forth. Nothing surprised me so much about the game until that mistake that was made by Drew Aller at the end. I hate, like, I didn't want, you know, Jeter to miss the kick because I just don't like seeing anybody like fail like that. And seeing Drew Aller throw that interception across his body back over the middle of the field, it was very apparent to me. Like, I know the game a little bit and enough to know that was a really bad throw. But the reaction from Greg McElroy, who is usually pretty even keeled, and the last thing he wants to do is jump on a quarterback, that was illuminating to me. I was like, oh man, like this is a really bad scene. Like that interception, he's across his body. This is his last read over the middle of the field, and McElroy was just like, you cannot make that throw. I almost felt like he was yelling at him. I know it was loud, and he probably felt like he had to get his voice over the audience and the crowd there. I was also a little disappointed in some, like, if they showed, we have become so corporate with our live events now. Now that it was the Orange Bowl, college football playoff semifinals. It's at the Hard Rock Orange Bowl or whatever it is now in Miami, which is like not in Miami, right? Like it's God, I've driven by it. I can't tell you the exact address, but it's probably 25 minutes from downtown Miami. And you know, there were just they showed the crowd, and there weren't as many people. Like it was funny. Like they were going to show. There was a big drive, I think, by Penn State towards the end of the half, or by Notre Dame to get on the board towards the end of the half, and they kind of showed a camera that panned around the stadium, the lower level, and there weren't that many. Like it's a semifinal, and you could tell there weren't that. Not everybody was in the seats, and it's so interesting. Like those are all like sponsors of the event, I'm sure, and like we're not. I'm talking Penn State, Notre Dame alum and fans. Like they were there, but you could tell those really good seats close to the field, right? Did you notice that, Scotty, at all? Like here are some of the highlights.
I was at an establishment with a friend catching up, kind of watching the game in the background.
Okay.
And it was only kind of halfway through that third quarter when I was like, oh, we need to pay attention. And
yes, I love that. I love that when you're out with somebody having a good time and you're like, okay.
But all that to say, I was not paying attention to the crowd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what were your thoughts on the game? Initial reaction? We texted
good
a little
grief.
bit.
Yeah. Well, this is why we wanted the playoff, right?
Yeah.
These are two teams that would not have been in a 4-team playoff. That have pretty handily made it to this stage, the semifinal. And that game was just fun, man. At least when I looked up, I was like, this is a blast. And I thought to myself, one of the first things I thought was, you know, we had Brian Driscoll on yesterday from Notre Dame telling us what's up. And he said it's going to come down to trenches and turnovers. And it really was like, I thought it was so fitting to get the pick, force the turnover at the end of the game to set up the winning field goal.
What did you think about that throw? I mean, did you know at the time that was like an abysmal throw?
Oh yeah. Everybody in the bar I was at knew it.
Where'd you go? Can you say?
I was at Dancing Bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know that Dancing Bear wants to sponsor us, but I would love
that's
to
cool.
get him
Yeah.
in.
And that's the throw right there. Now what makes this throw worse is that, I mean, you're driving to win the game. And just like that, I mean, and that just shows how delicate a football season is, a drive is, quarterback play is, how important that is. Like, you know, the next, like Bill Walsh's quote was, as a quarterback, you're not one play away from a mistake. You're one play away from disaster. And that's what happened last night. I mean, that it shows the power that comes with that position. And I was thinking about the quarterback position last night. I was thinking about Riley Leonard. I was thinking about Drew Aller. The kid who came in relief of Riley Leonard was like perfect. And I think that is something for Notre Dame. When you have a backup quarterback that can come in towards the end of the first half, when your star quarterback gets hurt and he can engineer a drive where he's almost flawless and certainly mistake-free, like big mistake-free, that was a real indication that Notre Dame was going to do everything they could on their side of the street to win this football game. Because when you go to a backup quarterback and that backup quarterback is playing as well or better than the first string quarterback, then you know that you've got an issue on your hands. But as far as the quarterback play is concerned, I was, you know, the mistake-free football that was played in a championship game like this, those mistakes are magnified times 100, and you're driving to win the game. I appreciate how you're staying aggressive to a point, but again, like you can look on that on the other side of it, and people are always like, well, why wasn't the team aggressive? You know, is what you would say after the kid misses a field goal, right? But and again, it's a tie game. You're going to go to overtime if you don't make that mistake.
Yeah, and I heard some debate on Get Up this morning about was that the right decision to throw the ball there? And of course, Paul Feinbaum's like, obviously, and EJ Manuel, who's one of the analysts, is like, no, if I'm quarterbacking that team, I want the ball. Like, let me try to go win the game. You know.
So Feinbaum was saying it was a bad decision to throw the ball there.
Yeah, and you know, it was so funny because he says that.
Yeah,
and I said out loud, "You're only saying that because of hindsight," and he immediately said, I know that's easy to say with hindsight.
It is, yeah.
I'm like, well, of course it is. But
yeah, it is.
That's why they get paid to coach and we don't, you know.
Like, but and back to the quarterback position.
And Aller, well, here's the other thing. Aller all season long has mostly been great about not turning the ball over.
Yes.
So of course, in hindsight, he turned the ball over. That sucks. But like based on the data you had, hey, this is a quarterback that usually protects the football.
Yeah. Do you think so? I was watching Jeter warm up for that kick. How nervous do you like? I can't understand how nervous because it's not, you're not talking about like a 40-year-old man or a 35-year-old man.
Right.
One of the older kickers.
It's not someone who's been doing it for
let's
a decade,
say 30 years. Yeah.
Right.
This is someone who, you know, has a small body of work, as far as their life is concerned, and as far as kicking the ball on big stages is concerned. Like even though he was at South Carolina before he got to Notre Dame, you're probably talking like, you know, 3 years of like big time kicking. Max,
right?
You know, so I was really feeling for that kid. I was like, man, I wonder how nervous he was.
I think a kicker's mental game is really under talked about.
Yeah,
because you have to almost like a quarterback. They say clear it, right? You throw an interception, clear it, go to the next play, forget about it. You throw a touchdown, clear it, forget about it. And you know, kickers, you got to be the same way. Like you miss a rep in practice. You just got to forget about it and keep sticking with. And kicking is so much about, it is so technical, actually. Like, I don't think people realize, like, quarterbacks, there's some technical to it. Your footwork, you know, arm angles, those things matter. Kicking, you are trying to get your body to do the exact same motion, the exact same way every time.
Yeah.
With very minute adjustments, depending on right, left, further, not as far. It is like more challenging than people realize. And I only know that because I played soccer most of my life growing up.
Yeah.
And this will make you laugh, Pete. I told my dad when I was 10 years old, Dad, I'm going to play in the NFL. He's like, no, you're not. And I said, yes, I am. And he's like, what do you think you're going to do in the NFL? I said, I'm going to play wide receiver in the NFL. He shakes his head and goes, start kicking.
Did you ever kick?
No. But of course, at 16, 17, I'm like, dang it, I should have listened to my dad.
You definitely
and
should have
started kicking.
Yeah, you definitely should have. But then last night, I wouldn't have wanted to trade places with that guy for anything.
No, because nobody appreciates you when you're good until you're like Justin Tucker, best kicker in the NFL.
Yeah.
And everybody hates you if you mess up one time.
And by the way, everybody's kind of talking shit about Justin Tucker recently because he hasn't been perfect.
I know, and he's one of the 3 best kickers in NFL history.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that poor kid. I was like, man, how nervous is this guy right now? But he made the kick. I mean, and that was, you credit Marcus Freeman. You know, when we had Brian Driscoll on here yesterday, that is a Notre, and it shows you can still, I mean, the old-fashioned way, there is no old-fashioned way anymore. But like Marcus Freeman, like that team is built within. And sure, they did get transfers, and we saw 2 of them shine last night, Riley Leonard and Jeter, the young man who made the kick. Jeter came over from South Carolina. That is, and Notre Dame had the worst field goal kicking team in the nation all year long because Jeter had been hurt for a lot of it. Remember, he had that 62-yard kick against Northern Illinois blocked, that kick in that game that they lost. So to see him come out on the field and to nail that, was pretty amazing, you know, and it was a big time clutch moment. And the back to the quarterback, the last thing I was just thinking about how difficult it is to play that position. You know, you watch Abdul Carter and he's out of gas, right? Like these Russians, and first of all, Carter's hurt too. He was playing with one arm and he still played amazing. It was like really an epic performance. Because I just get excited about a rush end and a guy coming off the end that can really change the game. I mean, with one arm, he was giving that Notre Dame offensive line fits wherever he lined up. And that is someone who can change a game, like someone like a Michael Parsons or a Lawrence Taylor. Like, you have to know where they are every play. But when those guys get tired, you know, it's just like one of these, or they tug on their shirt and you go out of the game. Like, as a quarterback, like, there is none of that. There is no, like, I'm tired. There is no, like, I need to come out of the game, which is why when we hear the stories, like, about even I remember in the Super Bowl in 2006, Donovan McNabb, like, throwing up on that final drive, like, him getting sick. The Colts quarterback that took himself out of the game. Anthony Richardson, took himself out of a game early this year, like, you know, like, because he was tired. Like, that's unheard of in the past. But, you know, now it's one of those things where neither of those quarterbacks are going to take themselves out of the game. But I think, like, those guys, like, I think a quarterback like Richardson, like, leaving the game because of that, I think it's almost like it's more commonplace for players to take themselves out of game because they're tired. Quarterbacks can't do it, though.
Well, but the difference is, and you played defensive line, so you'll get this, like, the physical toll on any other position is greater.
Yes.
Like, because ideally, if you're a quarterback, you're being an athlete the whole time. You're working out your body the whole time, but it's your 3 or 5 step drops, and you're making a throw. Now the game is evolving where it's so much more running and taking hits.
Yeah, but Scotty, on a 2-minute drill, like,
I know,
I'm throwing, I'm running, like, I'm not coming out.
Totally, but that's why we respect the athletes that power through. We will talk about the flu game 50 years from now because we respect the guys that can just, like, gut it out. Right?
I guess and I don't know. Like, I was like, when I just had my respect for the quarterback position was cemented last night as I saw other guys, you know, take themselves out of games. And it's like you said, it's understandable. It's not like those guys are being soft. It's just like, for the quarterback, that is not an option. You know, you can never be like, I need to come out. No. Like, a wide receiver makes a big catch and runs 30 yards. Like, he might come out for the next play.
He probably does. Yeah.
You know, like, that just is not an option when you're playing the quarterback position.
I'm going to twist this conversation in a really strange way.
Okay, go ahead.
That's why you bozos on social media who were critical of people talking about Travis Hunter's snaps are crazy.
Crazy.
That is a guy who never wanted to come out of a game. In fact, he looked pissed most of the time when he got a quick breather. And he's playing positions where he is running full speed the entire football game.
The 2 Colorado guys Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. Do you think they'll be successful in the NFL?
Travis Hunter easily. Like
Yes.
I can't even like wrap my brain around a world where he's not. And I don't know if that means receiver, corner, both. I'm not saying he's going to be the best player in the NFL, but like, can he play 12 years in the NFL? Yes, easily. Like he's so gifted.
What position?
Dude, he will make more money if he plays receiver.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's going to do. I do wonder if his value compared to the rest of the league is higher at corner, because we're in an NFL now where every 3 or 4 receivers a draft, it feels like, are really good, right? Like there's 3 or 4 guys every draft that come in and star immediately, you know? And he could be one of those guys, but it's like, have we had a true like lockdown corner since like, I don't know, Jalen Ramsey a few years ago was kind of becoming that, but not
Darrell
anymore.
Revis before that.
But that's Darrell Revis is in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
That's how long he's been out of the league.
Right, yeah.
You know, so like, is there a true shutdown corner in the NFL right now? Yeah, kind of. There's some good guys. Like the Eagles have 2 of them that are pretty great, but I don't know. What do you want to see him do in the NFL?
I want to see him play corner. I do. I think that's realistic. I think that, and that way you can slice and dice and play wide receiver every so often.
Well, yeah.
And still be explosive, and you can return kicks too.
Exactly. Well, and that's the comparison for me is Pac-Man Jones. Like when Pac-Man Jones came to the Cowboys, he probably ran routes 5 or 6 plays a game at receiver. He was a corner. He was a kick returner.
Yeah.
Hunter would be the best ever at that.
People forget how good Pac-Man was.
Oh,
he was unbelievable.
Dude, when I was like, I don't remember how young, middle school probably, like everyone wanted to be him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because he was so fast. He went on Pat McAfee like 2 years ago and saying he could still run like a 4.4 and outrun anybody. You see him doing all that?
Well, he's crazy.
He is crazy.
Yeah.
He's awesome too.
He's awesome. And he was like, gosh, you're so right. Like around 2006, 2007, 2008, like there was nobody as good as Pac-Man.
Exactly.
Even a little bit before that. All right, turn the page to tonight. Texas and Ohio State. This is a game where I just cannot wait to watch this. You got Chris Fowler, you got Kirk Herbstreit. We're going to talk about the NFL games coming up this weekend, and we're also going to break down some of the broadcasters and the broadcast teams, and then talk a little bit about some of the NFL coaching situations. That's coming up next. And then we're going to talk with Corey in our last block to do some picks on a Friday show here. But I am so looking forward to this game. I have a sneaking suspicion Texas will find a way to win. I feel like I've been using the word recalibrate a lot recently. I feel like their whole psyche and outlook and determination will have been recalibrated after that close call against Arizona State. Texas has horses, dude. And we will. I'm serious, and we're going to see them tonight. And I think you gave Steve Sarkisian just enough time to get. He's always motivated, but to figure out exactly what his team needs to do. And also another thing too, Texas now. This is their 3rd week in a row playing just like Ohio State, which I love, by the way. That none of the I love that. That's where we are. But I think this is a real opportunity for Sark to put his coaching prowess on. I really believe that on display. And don't be surprised. We continue to see his name kicked around for these NFL jobs. Some of these rumors. What do you thought? You got thoughts on that?
Which part?
The NFL coaching job with Sark.
I think Sark could end up being more successful in the NFL than he is in college.
Why do you say that?
Just because I know this is like dated now, like 8-9 years old, but like I still think the best coaching hires in the NFL are the young offensive innovators. The Sean McVays, the Shanahans, like, I think Ben Johnson from Detroit's the next good one. Like, I think Sark is a scheme guy. I think would work really well in the NFL.
Right.
I'm not convinced, and you could call me crazy because I heard what you just said. I'm not convinced he's a great college head coach yet.
I don't think so either.
And
yet,
and tonight could change that perception for me.
Yeah,
big time.
But yet, I agree. And I think, again, not saying outcoached or whatever. But what happened on the last 3 quarters of that game against Arizona State was definitely like discouraging for Sark fans. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, Texas all season, Pete, will go out to these great starts and then putter out as the game goes on.
Yeah.
And, they say like any coach can get a good start because that's your script. And Sark is an elite offensive minds, coordinator, script guy. Like, so it's not surprising that in the first quarters of games, Texas on a script is just as good as anybody.
Yeah.
But a great head coach, like we talked here at Baylor about Dave Aranda's ability this season. It seemed like there were several games Baylor was out of it and came back into it because of how the coaching staff could adjust, coming out in the second half. And so I'm interested to see how they start the game, but I'm more interested to see how the second half goes tonight. Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
And you're talking about Sark being motivated. I don't think anybody is more motivated right now than Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Because everybody wanted him fired after they lost to Michigan.
We spoke the truth here. That was nonsense.
It was,
yeah.
But people wanted him fired, and they have been by far the most dominant team in the playoffs so far.
But it's game to game. We'll see what happens. They could be calling for his job again tonight. They won't be, but all right, we'll be back after this. I want to talk a little bit about some of the NFL playoff games. Got some predictions on that, and also let you in on who the broadcasters are going to be. We'll step aside. Be right back. Pete Sousa Show, powered by the Rogue Media Network.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at a stop. I thought I was fine, and then once I got home, I realized it's a lot worse than I thought. I ended up having a ruptured disc. You say you're not hurting, and then an hour later, you're saying you're in all this pain. I just felt like most people would think that I was lying. And that's when I decided to call Daniel Stark. I owe a lot to Daniel Stark. They really got me what I deserved.
The difference is stark.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down to afterwards, was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Unlock your full potential with Onnit, your go-to for premium supplements, fitness gear, and wellness essentials. Whether you're training hard, recovering faster, or just looking to feel your best, Onnit has the tools you need to perform at your peak. Visit Onnit, that's ONNIT.com, and elevate your mind, body, and spirit today. Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com.
The Pete Sousa Show, We are back. The Alico building, the Rogue Media Alico building, the 21st floor. We are presented by Slovacek. I'm in a good mood today. Man, it's been nice just the past couple of days watching football. The snow has kind of like stifled some plans. I did that show, the Inside the 12, yesterday. Of course, my partner in crime calls Fire and Ice, King McClure, did not make it to the studio to do the show. So he did his side of the show. We were in the studio doing Big 12 talk, and King was, I think, in Wichita Falls or Dallas, because it is bad up there. Like Christy, like they got like 6 inches of snow, maybe more, and it's all gross. It's like sludgy now. Schools were canceled there yesterday, like early in the day, like probably early afternoon, maybe. And here I was being at the news station yesterday talking to people at KWTX. We've actually. It's not as bad. Jillian, my friend Jillian over there, Scotty's not having trouble with his equipment. I talked to my friend Jillian Johnson, who's a meteorologist over there. Her and Brady Taylor were in the news studio while I was taping the show Inside the 12. And it seems like we've dodged like a major bullet here in Central Texas. Like it could have been a lot worse. And up north, it is really bad. Which is honestly, people are talking about it. We talked a little bit with Catalina about this the other day. Folks are a little worried about travel and some circumstances around the game. I know that Jillian Johnson, the woman I was just mentioning, who's a meteorologist at KWTX, her brother-in-law is one of the coaches of Texas. And I think they're staying at the Gaylord. And she was saying that their whole family was, the Gaylord's like this posh hotel in Dallas. Everybody likes the Gaylord, right? People are like, oh, like moms and their daughters will go to the gay, right, Scotty, for like some tea or
my mom and sister literally go every year for the ice events.
They do,
where they have these massive ice sculptures around Christmas time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a fun little thing, right? So families go there. So I think that's where UT is staying. So they're already there. I saw Ohio State got in last night. I'm not sure where they're staying, but obviously they got into town. Of course they would. But yeah, there's some weather issues around the stadium. Around the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and I'm sure they'll play that up a little bit on the broadcast tonight, which will be fun to see. I wanted 12 inches of snow, Christy is saying. Come on. Seriously? Hold on. Am I Bluetoothed in? Let's see this.
No, but we can.
Let's do it real quick.
Okay.
All right. I am Bluetooth.
It's available to connect.
Okay.
This is live.
Yeah, this is perfect.
This
All
is
right,
live.
We're connected, right?
Yeah, you're on.
All right, hold on. I won't FaceTime her. I won't. All right. Can you turn her up a little bit?
Hello.
Christy.
Yes.
So what is the weather like? Give me a quick description of what you're seeing in Flower Mound, Texas right now.
It's still snowing.
Still snowing?
It's icy. Uh-huh.
No
it's
way.
Snowing right now. And I'm looking out. Yeah. We had 12 inches of snow. Only about 4 to 6 inches accumulation, but there was 12 inches, which is crazy.
See, that's Christy for you. Like she's kind of smarter than I am, so did you hear how she said that? We got only 6 inches of accumulation. Like she's basically like, that's her speaking to me like you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, dummy. It's not a whole foot of snow on the ground.
Right? That's how she talks to me.
I called you dummy. She didn't.
All right, so we got a foot has come down, 6 has accumulated, correct?
Yes, and there's a lot of sludge on the ground, so we're worried about ice because as cars drive over it, it compacts.
What's the temperature like outside?
It's below freezing right
Still
now.
below, huh?
Yeah, but it's supposed to get to like 38 today is what it said.
Okay. So is it is it kind of like the end?
Yeah, it's supposed to end like midday today. It said like at noon. It was the winter weather advisory is supposed to end, but we'll see. I mean, the issue is obviously the roads.
Okay.
And around where people aren't really driving, it doesn't get warmed up, you know.
We got to figure out the road, Scotty. You got to get precious cargo up there at some point this weekend, right, Christy?
Yeah, don't you? Yeah. We're all sitting here waiting on Big Pete to come up.
Nobody's waiting on me. I promise you that. All right. Well, Christy, I love you. I wanted to get a quick update on the weather. I appreciate you.
All right. Enjoy the show.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Breaking news. That's a firsthand account. But did you notice that's how I get talked to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems pretty kind to me. I mean,
She's the best. She's very, very kind, very tolerant, but she's very smart. And she's an engineer by trade, got a scholarship to go to OU to be an engineer. And she has that kind of brain, which is like the exact opposite of my brain. So it's always interesting to see conversations like that play out, especially live. But yeah, that was a good little check in on the weather. So you get the idea though, like, Catalina said it the other day, huge event at AT&T Stadium, just like the Super Bowl. It will definitely put a sour note on a lot of the events, I'm sure, going on around the game. I think, like for instance, if you're staying at the Gaylord, well, then you're 30 minutes, how many? 25 minutes from AT&T probably, right?
I've never stayed at the Gaylord.
Yeah.
I'm not that
downtown
bougie.
Dallas, Scotty.
Yeah. I mean, well, Pete, 25 minutes on a good day with good traffic.
Yeah.
From Dallas to Arlington.
Yeah.
So yeah, you add ice, sludge, traffic.
Okay.
Hour and a half.
Question, Scotty Swingler, and then I want to get to these NFL broadcasters
All right,
for
I'm
this
ready.
weekend. Does this impact the game in any way? If does the temperature at all in any way and weather? Mike Hamilton joining us. God, this guy's doing such a good job. This Hamilton guy, he is. I love him. Mike is really like when he's working so hard, he looks like he's about to die. That's usually, honestly, people don't know this, but that's his sweet spot. He'll deny it, but that's his sweet spot.
He told me the other day, he goes, you need to make sure you're not taking on more work than you can do. And he's like, but that's a do as I say, not as I do.
Mike says that to you. It's like his last words. And
Yeah. It's like, that's all you do, buddy.
All right. Does talk
weather.
to me? Yeah. Does the weather help any team either way?
No.
Okay.
No, you're inside.
Okay.
And they're gonna close. They're not gonna have the roof open.
I was just curious.
I think the only
I know
thing,
it's inside, Scotty. I was curious. Is there any way it plays out?
I think the only thing, Pete, it might do is you could speculate, and I don't know how true or untrue this is because Ohio State will travel. But you could speculate that there might be a small home field advantage for Texas if the weather was great. Because Texas, for those who aren't in Texas, if you live in the state of Texas and you don't have a particular allegiance to a Tech or a Baylor or an A&M, you kind of root for Texas by default. Like the whole state, they call them T-shirt fans. That building might be 75% burnt orange if the weather was nice. But I'm wondering now if that building, you were talking about the crowd last night, I'm wondering if that crowd's going to be really thin and almost create almost a weird atmosphere where it's not very loud either way.
Like almost like a Super Bowl feel where it's kind of weird. Like it's 50-50
sort of
because of
50-50, but more importantly, like I just don't think there's going to be that many. I wonder how many bodies are going to be in the room. Like
really,
it might be oddly quiet.
I'm telling you, dude. I didn't want to like throw too much water on it. I was low key disappointed, and I caught myself being like, "Stop being negative." I really was, but I looked at the seats like 15, 20 rows up behind like the Notre Dame bench or Penn State bench, like especially close to halftime.
Yeah,
and I was like, what did this like what are these people? These people suck. That was my first inclination. Like, like the 1987 Fiesta Bowl between Penn State and Miami, you couldn't find like a sliver to stand in. At least that's how I remember it.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, Pete, when your fan bases are, thousands of miles away. Getting to Florida is not cheap. Like,
come on, we're talking about Penn State and Notre Dame.
Come on, man.
Those fans are all over the place.
I'm going to paint the picture of the everyman. Okay. Right. I consider myself to be amongst, I would say, the top 10% of Baylor football fans. I won't say 1%, although I might be.
I will say you are 1%.
Okay, great. I'm in the top 1% of all Baylor football fans. That's probably true. I texted my buddies last week or 2 weeks ago to say, if Baylor makes the college football playoff, we have to go.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if I could afford to go to the first round game, there's no way I can afford the second one, the trip, the ticket. I'm a normal person. I don't have money. Like, so I don't fault like regular fans for not being able to get to Florida from State College. Like, anyway,
that's a good point.
Maybe I'm being cynical, but I think tonight's gonna be weird because I think the building's gonna be mostly empty.
Really? Wow,
Texans freak out and don't drive in cold.
And you're talking about a lot of people making the trek from Austin to Texas, which is like 3 hours, which is now going to take place on what they think is ice.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but yeah,
Austin to
it would
AT&T,
really
sorry.
it would really surprise me if there's a big crowd.
All right. Okay. There's Scotty on that. Okay. Which I appreciate. That's pretty good insight from a Texan. By the way, I think we can get you to, if Baylor goes to 2 playoff games, I think we'll figure that out.
I'll let you figure that out for me.
I think we'll get you to both. All right. That'll be on me. Okay. God willing, if Baylor gets to 2, here's a guarantee. If Baylor gets to 2 playoff games, you handle the first, I will handle the second for you.
Okay.
That's a promise.
Fantastic.
And I ain't sitting on a mountain of money over here either, but I'll make that work.
Man.
Okay.
Deal.
So here we go. We'll be playing this back a year from now. Scotty and I will be arm wrestling over $20. Okay. So Saturday, January 11th, first NFL playoff game. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Houston Texans, excuse me. It's going to be on CBS. Announcers, drum roll. Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. I'm happy with those guys. I mean, I really like Ian Eagle. And Charles Davis is like low key, like Charles Davis has been shown. I'll give you a good broadcasting story. When I was, and this is like I was a kid, I didn't know any better. And if he was in the room, he might remember this. I was working for a company called the War Room Scouts Inc. It was me and that dude Todd McShay. Every Saturday we would go to. I just graduated from Richmond. We will go to the ESPN studios, the Black Rock building, and that's where they had College Football Today. And again, I was an idiot. And we would give, but we were there as working. We would give notes to Spencer Tillman and Tim Brando as to what was going on during some of the college games, because we were working for a scouting service and we were contracted by CBS through my boss, Gary Horton. And Charles Davis showed up. There was a room where all the games were on, and Charles Davis showed up doing a sideline report. And he wasn't great, right? But like some asshole kid, I was like, who'd been out drinking all night before. I said in front of Tim Brando, like, man, that guy's terrible, right? I mean, he shut me down in the nicest Tim Brando way possible, but was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Charles is great. Like, and he gets better every game. I remember being like, that was one of those lessons like, dude, shut up. Like, don't talk, man. And I still try to use that one. So you got Charles Davis and Ian Eagle. Charles Davis obviously has superseded any of my expectations back in 2000. And good for him because he is very good and a very good guy too, by all accounts. So you got Charles Davis and Ian Eagle. All right, second game. Now this one I am pumped for. Here we go. You got Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk from tonight, Friday night at AT&T Stadium. He goes to Baltimore. That's where the Steelers and the Ravens will play. 6 p.m. Saturday night. That should be a lot of fun. Again, we're talking about Wild Card Weekend. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. Can we get Al excited for that one? We will find out. It's going to be on Amazon. So are you okay with Al's energy level and excitement level?
I think Al Michaels is one of the broadcasters who's earned the right to do whatever he wants to do, and I'm going to be okay with it.
I'm with you. And if Al Michaels has to crawl into the booth and just mutter words,
I will listen to him.
I will too.
Yep.
And I'll be happy with that. I'm
one of the goats.
Yeah, one of the goats. All right, so those are the Saturday games. So we got 2 games on Saturday, right? Then let's go to Sunday. Early on, right? Here you go. January 12th, obviously. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will be announcing the Broncos at Bills, 11 a.m. on CBS. That sounds like, that'll be noon our time, by the way. I'm reading Arizona times or Mountain time, so that'll be noon. Nantz and Romo, I'm pumped for that one. And I think that could be a really good old school game. Just because I picture the Broncos and Bills playing, in Buffalo.
We may or may not be talking to a Denver Bronco next week, depending on how that game goes.
How about it?
There's the tease from the producer.
All right, so that's Romo and Nantz. I love Romo. I can't wait for that one. All right, big one for me coming up at 3:30. Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady will be calling the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. That's from Philadelphia. I can't wait for that game. I can't wait to see what the hell happens with Tom Brady. I didn't know you could own a team. For all we know now, he could be playing quarterback next year and being an analyst for Fox. I mean, the further we get down the road with this, I think everybody knew it was going to be kind of weird if Tom Brady was part owner of a team and also was the number 1 team on Fox. But at the same time, it's like, I guess everybody's cool with it. I mean, it's definitely conflict of interest. But, I mean, Jessica Mendoza, when she was like a contributing analyst for the New York Mets during like spring training. I remember people were shitting bricks about that because she was on the Sunday Night Baseball package. So whatever. Tom Brady gets a pass. I don't mind. I love Tom Brady either way. All right, Commanders at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Sunday. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. That'll be a great game. I'm so pumped to see the Commanders back in the playoffs. Just as a football fan, because I got a lot of friends from the DMV. People will be pumped about that. I think the Commanders are going to kill them. But that's in Tampa. I've been wrong before. All right, and the final game, Minnesota Vikings at Los Angeles Rams. I get upset. Come on in, Corey. I get upset that I have to wait. And this is this all the time. If you could put Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on a game on Friday, I guess you can. You'd have to make it Saturday and Monday. I would like them to do that, but they can't. That's my favorite crew, so I got to wait till Monday to have. And now that game, by the way, the Minnesota Vikings and the Rams is going to be in Glendale.
I think that's going to be a great game.
I do too. I wonder how that will affect everything playing it.
Pete, can we spontaneously pick these games real quick before you and Corey do your bets thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here. Because I very strongly disagree with you. I think Tampa Bay wins running away at home. Baker Mayfield, after we talked about him yesterday, I was like, we got to go with the
I think
Bucs
Jaden
there.
Daniels steals one.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go from left down and then right down. So I'll say Chargers.
I like Houston.
Okay, let's go. What makes you think Houston's good?
Well,
they've really struggled.
The reason I like Houston is because it's their second year in this exact situation, and I think that's what makes a lot of these teams good is like a maturation progress through this or process. I meant to say, and I think that we'll see them turn the corner. All right.
Okay. I think I'd take Baltimore.
Okay.
That feels like an easy pick.
Yeah, I like Baltimore as well.
Okay. I think I want to take Denver just because I'm riding for our guy, but I think Buffalo wins that one.
I think Buffalo wins that as well.
Okay.
Here's where I'm scared, Swingler. Bottom right-hand corner. If I had to circle an upset, like a game where people might look at and say, like, WTF, I worry that the Packers can beat the Eagles. Only because, really, I saw them do it before in a wild card game on a Sunday afternoon, the year that Rodgers and the Packers won the Super Bowl. They won that wild card game in Philly on a Sunday afternoon. So I guess for me, it's like freaky, like trauma.
So who are you picking?
The Eagles.
Okay, I'm picking the Eagles too.
Okay.
And then I'll take Tampa Bay.
All right.
And you'll take Washington.
And I want Minnesota.
I'll take the Rams.
Okay. All right. Let's remember this.
All right, we'll bring it back.
All right, we're going to step aside. Corey Dickman's coming back with some picks that are going to make us all a lot of money. Presented by Slovakics. We'll be right back. The Pete Sousa Show.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Download Blogify now in the App Store. Easy Sun has been living fearlessly under the sun since 2016. Born from sailors' need for convenient sun protection, our mineral sunscreen is crafted with natural ingredients offering broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays. Safe for your skin and the environment, stay protected on the go with Easy Sun, your ultimate sun care solution. Visit EasySun.com today. That's EEZYSUN.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIMX. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at eSIMX.com. That's ESIMX.com. At Tusane's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusanes.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com. Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today.
Sports.
Okay. There he is. If you do get Ozempic, go to the Skin and Body Refinery.
Is Ozempic one of our sponsors?
No, but maybe we can work on the Skin and Body Refinery. My buddies over there. They can get you all the B12 you need.
You know, Pete, I mean, I've never been like a little guy, but I've never been like big, huge. But I could lose 20 pounds easy.
I do not want to see you lose
the
20
needle
pounds.
scare. I would never be able to poke myself.
I do not want to see like any other version of Corey than the one I have right here. That would be super weird.
Oh
dude.
man, it would be.
Because then I feel like you'd be like a real go-getter. You'd be like, hey,
let's go. Hey,
no,
you want to go on a run?
That.
It's 5 a.m.
No.
You want to go on a run? If I asked to go on a run at 5 a.m, something's wrong. My family's been kidnapped.
What would Lauren do if you were like that?
Yeah, dude, she doesn't get up early either, so she would be like, something would be wrong. My job, I get up with Ellis, and we've trained our son to not get up early either. So he's like us.
Uh-huh.
So, but I'll still get up with him.
We've trained him.
We've trained him. He's not an early riser. So,
all right, let's rise up the ranks with these picks. Corey.
All right, let's rise up.
All right, first of all, I want to get a recap of last week.
So recap. I would say last night felt like a heartbreaker because we took Penn State plus 1.5. Now I know the line completely moved. Did you hear the rumor? Or was it a rumor? But like the flu, right, was going around the Notre Dame.
Yeah,
the Notre Dame locker room.
Yeah,
and then just swung Notre Dame favored by a point. It was just like, or Penn State favored by a point. So I don't know if that was true or not. But how did you feel about how that game ended with Notre Dame basically going 81 yards to score to tie it on a 54-yard touchdown on the ground?
Yeah.
And then the pick, and then the field goal. Do you think that was legitimate? Like, do you think Notre Dame?
What do you mean legitimate?
Do you think Notre Dame?
I think Hulk Hogan
okay, well, let me ask you
involved?
another question. Did Penn State lose or did Notre Dame win?
Penn State lost.
Penn State lost, and then we lost our bet.
Here's why I say that. Like Penn State was, and we talked about this during our last segment. It just shows how delicate victory can be. Like Penn State had it, and I'm not saying like I could be the coach or James Franklin, but they kind of gave it away. Like championship teams make the plays you need to make to win that game. They didn't. They made the plays to lose it. You know? They
made the plays to lose it. This is coffee, by the way, for anybody wondering. Liberty Buffalo, we were fine. Texas State let us down. Did you see that crazy touchdown by North Texas? The quarterback run.
That game was a fun little shootout.
It was a fun little shootout. But so we're going down to the end here, Pete. College football. We have 2 games left.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it.
So who do you have tonight?
Who do you have tonight?
Tonight I have Texas.
I have Texas and the points. You have Texas winning outright?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just taking Texas in the points for the sake of the record.
All right, give us the points so people know.
It's 5.5. It was 6 at one point.
Wow.
It was 6. Ohio State favored by 6. What am I missing? Like, what? Am I missing something?
No,
Pete?
I think people. This is like from a macro view. I think that there's not much respect for the Big 12, and I think the fact that Texas was taken to the wire and ultimately was a targeting penalty away from losing that game to Arizona State, I feel like there's a lot of concern around the Longhorns right now. They very easily could have lost that game, right?
Yeah, I think their secondary is a lot better than Oregon's secondary.
Yeah.
And that was what Ohio State just kept going back to in that Oregon game, was just launching it down the field, or they couldn't tackle.
Yeah.
And so I don't think Texas gives up those long plays over and over and over again. I see it close. I think it's a close game. Last night was a close game.
Yeah.
I think tonight's a close game. So give me UT plus 5.5. I part of me, still is hard for me to root for UT.
Yeah.
And so when it
But
comes,
that's nice to see it's not affecting like your pick.
it's not affecting my pick. So give me UT plus 5.5.
All right.
I like it.
I like that too. All right. What else we got? Moving on.
All right. Hey, Mike Nelson, efficient lending. I'm telling you, we started off a little shaky with the mortgage bet with our good boy Mike Nelson at efficient lending. But Pete, we've come full circle. Okay. We won last week or 2 weeks ago. And then last week, our mortgage bet was over. It was like 43.5 Atlanta and Carolina. I think that game was 44-38. So we had 80 points scored, well above the over there.
That's when you got to do those. I remember I've told you about this, a lightning bet where you get money for every point.
We
you go
should,
over.
and that maybe it's the lightning bet. We got to talk to Mike Nelson, see if he's okay with that. The lightning bet, efficient
Like,
lending.
what do you got me?
What are we
involved in
doing
now?
here, guys? What is this? So that was great. And then, we hit it. It's fine. But we had Chicago, the Bears, Packers, under 46.5.
Okay.
And you know what the score was, Pete?
What?
24-22 Bears, 46 points. So we got it, baby.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. We got the half point. And everyone that laid their mortgage down this week can now pay Mike Nelson his fees because you made money. So we're so happy. Thank you, Mike Nelson.
Way to go, Mike Nelson.
Appreciate it. We have another mortgage bet coming. So don't go away
You
from
guys
us
could
yet.
have only know the story behind Mike Nelson becoming a sponsor. Corey just called him one day, had him live on the phone, and asked him.
Hey, dude, Mike Nelson is a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He is.
What's the show called again?
His show is called, and I'm blanking on the name. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to
Efficient
me?
lending. Well, efficient lending, right?
Efficient lending. It's efficient lending. I just know Mike Nelson's a great
All right,
guy.
Mike Nelson.
Just
efficient
look him
lending.
up,
Okay.
man. Mike
All right.
Nelson. He go in
What's
his
it called? Mosaic.
Mosaic. The
Thank you, Zach.
stories of Zach's on the line. Stories of something, and it's so good. And Mike, we love you. Go to your YouTube channel if you have a minute. Mike Nelson has his podcast Mosaic with us with Rogue Media. His YouTube channel, Mike does these like 1 minute, 1 to like 3-4 minute clips of him giving advice, like facts
really?
and stuff. It is awesome, and he has probably 300 videos in his catalog
About real estate.
yeah, about real estate, mortgages, lending, and he is so good at breaking down
Nice.
acronyms that you and I would not know.
Yeah.
He breaks it down. He makes it super simple. Go check out his YouTube channel, Efficient
All right.
Lending.
Mike, you got to start paying us now.
Okay, Mike,
after this.
we're sending you an invoice now, Mike. So there you go. All right, okay, Pete. So we picked the one college game. You know, I was sad because there's just the one football game. So you know what I went and did?
I mean, there's one college.
Well, one college football game. So you know what I did?
What?
We're gonna dabble in some college basketball real quick. Okay.
All right, don't
Real
come
fast.
too close to home for me. I don't want to get in trouble.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so tonight,
Yeah.
this is Friday night. Tonight, Pete, there's two teams playing, and one of them I had to pick because they've never done us wrong, maybe except one time.
UCLA.
And that's our UCLA Bruins traveling to Maryland, going across country. These poor kiddos living in LA, all these fires. It's so terrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
LA people that root for UCLA, they need a big win tonight, and I think our Bears of UCLA are going to provide it. They're giving 4.5 points to the Maryland
You
Terrapins.
had it right with the Bruins. The Bruins.
Yeah, the Bruins.
Yeah.
Well, they're aren't they? Well, I guess Cal is the Bears. Cal's the Bears. So the Bruins, Maryland, they're on a nice win streak here, like 8 or 9 games in a row. So Maryland's found their rhythm, but UCLA ranked 22nd in the country, 4.5. Give me UCLA tonight.
Well, we're going to find out a lot about Mick Cronin's team because he called them soft after their last game.
I know, and that is going to motivate these guys. And UCLA, man, it's like they can go get anybody in the country. They got top scorers, but are these guys going to get down and dirty?
That, by the way, that's one thing I meant to bring up during the show this week, and I kind of ran out of real estate to talk about it, Mike. But I really, the Mick Cronin thing, people were like piling on, like, well, how can you call him soft? You recruited him, blah, blah. It's like, dude, it's a motivational tactic. He's doing it so his team hears.
Yeah,
it's not that deep.
No.
Like, so everybody can get out of the business of, well, Mick Cronin, you recruited this team.
Yeah.
You know who you should have on your team. These are your. It's like, settle down.
No,
you know?
and ex-players came out, played for him in Cincinnati, were basically like, this is who he is.
Yeah.
Like, he calls us out. If we're playing soft, he's going to let us know.
Psychological.
Like, you got
too.
if you got to go to the media, you go to the media. It's a total tactic. Mick Cronin's a great coach. He's been around a long time. UCLA is going to respond.
All right.
Plus 4.5. Give me the Bruins.
Okay.
And then, Pete, you watched this team the other night, and I'm going to it because it's my home team here. Baylor, this is Saturday night.
Yeah.
8:30 start in Tempe.
Uh-huh.
Baylor minus 3.5. Come on. They beat Cincinnati by 20.
Look,
by 20.
I'm not picking this game either way.
Oh.
Arizona State has some guys that can really, really play.
Really?
This is another big game for Baylor. Look, on paper, I'm with you. Like, if I had to pick, like, I which I'm not, but if I had to, I like Baylor too. But Arizona State is like one of those kind of sneaky, dangerous teams. They were in that Kansas game till the last like 5-10 minutes.
For sure. This just feels like a stretch from Scott and Baylor, where Baylor is going to just start winning these games that isn't Iowa State or against Kansas kind of thing.
I agree with you.
And I think they're going to start ripping them off here and be on a nice little 5. You look at the schedule.
Yeah.
There's a nice little stretch before they then have to play Kansas. So I think Baylor goes on a little run here. I think the Cincinnati game, I went to that game last year, the home game against Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was a great game last year.
It was a great game, real close. This one blew them out by 20. Yeah. So give me Baylor minus 3.5 Saturday night.
All right. You know, Bo Jackson was there.
I noticed Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
do you know Paul Catalina is good friends with Bo Jackson?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. I'm joking. Actually, Paul was really upset he couldn't meet him. Okay. All right, you ready for NFL?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I'm like more than ready.
You know what I enjoyed so much is this previous segment. I got to hear Scotty give his picks.
I know,
and it made me feel good. It made me feel really good where I was at. So
here you go.
Are we ready? Scotty's back in the room now.
Yeah.
Okay, Chargers at Houston. Pete, you like Houston?
I do.
I'm going to say this, Pete. Houston had its year. And sometimes the injury bug just bites, and it's bad luck, and that's what it is. I don't think they can hold on with they have one receiver, and Collins is one weird tackle away from going to the blue tent, and Zach Burke I think agrees with me. I can't tell. No Tank Dell. Who's our other boy that played for the Bills last year? Who am I blanking? Diggs. No Diggs. Joe Mixon can only do so much on the ground. Give me the Chargers minus 3. Harbaugh.
Okay.
Harbaugh. I don't even care who the rest of the team is.
Now I got a lot of skin in the game.
All right, you know about this next one here. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Baltimore. Pete, the question is, can Lamar turn over a new leaf? Is that the only question in this game?
What, like in the playoffs?
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Look, I am 1,000% riding with Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar. I think it's a matter of time, and I hope if outside of the Eagles, I hope that's who wins.
You hope that's who wins?
Yeah.
I don't think you can give Mike Tomlin 9.5 points. That's ridiculous. Pittsburgh plus 9.5.
Okay.
I'm not saying they win. And I know Russell's out there. Russell and Bustle. I can't stand Russell anymore. He broke my heart. He broke my heart when he left. But Steelers plus 9.5. I don't know. That's enough said. I think it's a down and dirty game. I think Lamar probably pulls it out, gets the win, but not because of Lamar. Okay. I see like Justin Tucker has a big field goal kicking game here. It keeps it close.
Look, I like Mike Tomlin, so I hope you're right for his sake, just reputation wise. But I think it's going to be a blowout
for sure. Okay. Next game, Broncos at Bills.
Yeah.
Pete, when you were in high school, when you went to prom, was that just for seniors?
No, we had junior prom.
Oh, you had junior prom too. So could sophomores go to junior prom, or
if you got invited by junior?
If you got invited, and if you were a sophomore, got invited, you're just happy to be there, right? right? If you're a sophomore, you're just happy to be there.
I mean, honestly, I was probably nervous.
You're probably nervous, but I'm saying like you're not.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So that's the whole like. I think I know what you're getting at.
You know what I'm getting at here? Like
Yeah.
you're not. You're happy to be at the party. You're happy to be at the prom. You don't care who asked you, even if it's that one
freshman
girl.
asked me to homecoming when I was in 8th grade, and
terrified.
I remember the night before I was throwing up. I didn't even know why I was throwing up, but I was so nervous. Yeah.
Well, I'm not nervous here. Bills minus 8.5 going away. They win this game by 2 touchdowns. I would go to your alt bet, put the Bills at minus 13.5, make yourself plus 280 right there, because the Broncos, they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
I get it. Fun team to root for.
Yeah.
But the Bills, they're locked in. They're ready to have a party there, right? Minus 8.5. I know it's a big line. Minus 8.5 Bills.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll save this one for last. Commanders at Tampa. This is, if you've kept up with us all season on our all-in bet segment here on the Pete Sousa show, you would know where I'm going to go here. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Pete. Where am I going with this game?
You're going with the Commanders.
I'm going over. I'm not touching this.
Okay.
I'm not touching it. Mayfield could go off. Baker could throw 3 interceptions. Jaden Daniels could run for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. He might struggle because he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
But you know what I know? There's going to be points scored. So over 50.5. I know it's the highest over under of the wild card weekend.
Yeah.
They're going to get over 50 in this game. No game can Tampa Bay be in where they don't go over 50.5, and Washington can score the ball too. So that's going to happen, Pete. Do you feel good about it?
I do actually feel
No,
good
you're
about
just
that.
saying
No, I
that.
do. No, I don't. I feel good about that.
Okay.
I was getting ready to break your balls because you love Jaden Daniels. But
I love Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
He let me down in my fantasy championship. Yeah. He let me down, and I started him, and I knew I shouldn't because he played a half. I knew he wasn't going to play, and I played him, and I lost. So that's okay. All right, ready for the mortgage? Efficient lending. Yeah. The efficient lending mortgage bet of the weekend. We got to get the efficient lending up there. Okay, Zach's going to take care of it.
Zach's
Mike Nelson, we're going to take care of it. Don't call us. Don't tell us anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete. Vikings at Rams. This game is moved.
Yeah.
Right? It's now in Arizona. Thoughts on that? Do you?
It's so weird. Any other environment, it would be a bigger deal. We're just staying on the football field, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously the wildfires are horrific, but
awful.
You move that game, and it's like you move it from LA. So, like, who really cares?
Who really cares?
You know, like it's not a decisive home field advantage.
But but hold on though, because I'm going to go to that. So you're thinking crowd, right?
Yeah. But the environment stays the same as long as it's a domed environment.
Well, hold
controlled.
on. The Rams, they play on turf.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, they play on grass.
Okay.
They have grass. So the over-under is 47.5.
You're going under.
We're going under. Remember, it's a tease. This is our mortgage bet.
Yeah.
So 2-team teaser. So we're adding 5 points to this. 52.5 under. You don't have Jefferson on turf anymore. Yeah. You don't have Addison on turf anymore. Aaron Jones isn't on turf anymore. Puka Nacua. I think this game, I know there's weapons everywhere. The Rams have kind of stalled out. Yeah. Really, if you take out the Seattle game, which didn't matter to them, they haven't been scoring a lot of points. And the Vikings can get at Stafford. And so, again, I probably picked the Vikings here, but I'm going to say under 52.5 for the first part of our mortgage.
Okay, I like that.
There's no way. I just don't think these teams can put up. Sam Darnold, God bless him. He's had a great year. I just think when you get to the playoffs, it's gonna the clock runs a little quicker.
I really like your turf to grass.
I'm thinking that's gonna be the key. Okay. And then we gotta go Packers Eagles. Packers Eagles. Jalen Hurts, is he playing? What's your insiders tell you?
He's playing.
It's Sal Paolantonio.
There's
tell you
no
that?
chance he won't play. Sal Paolantonio did not tell me that.
Sal did not tell you that.
Yeah. We should ask Mosley to ask Sal. He'll tell us.
Did Mosley know Sal?
Oh yeah.
They're friends?
Mosley knows all those guys, dude.
What?
Yes,
Why is it Mosley had him on the
Mosley? He has. I'm sure he's had him on his show. Yeah.
Well, we need him on Obstructed View, Mosley.
No kidding. Yeah.
Call up your boy Sal now before the Eagles game.
Mosley told me the other day I was on his radio show. He really, really like one-upped me. Because I was talking about how Brent Musburger was a hero of mine. He's like, I did a podcast with Brent Musburger from his VEASAN network. Yeah. I was like, okay.
Oh, Mosley.
Yeah.
Packers plus 4.5. We're juicing it up 5 points. We're getting the Packers at plus 9.5. That's too many. we're taking the
And
Packers.
I
plus
like that.
9.5.
I like that. I even said, I told Scotty earlier, I have major fears around the Eagles just flat out losing that game. But
Yeah.
it goes back to trauma from years ago when the Eagles lost to the Packers in a wild card at home on a Sunday afternoon.
What was that? What year
It was
it?
Rodgers' year. Their year they won the Super Bowl. It
Oh,
was a
the
while ago.
2010. Is that 2010, 2009, 2010?
Yeah.
Well, if Hurts is right, Saquon has rested, AJ Brown is rested. The offense probably will be fine, but I think the Packers come into this. They're a good team too, Pete.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think either team really gets away from this and blows anybody out. So 9.5 is too many.
Okay.
So give me Packers plus 9.5. Your Eagles can win by 7.
Yeah.
And
that's
you
fine.
cover. You're
Yeah.
fine. So that's the mortgage bet. Mike Nelson, we got your back. All the people that you work with, all your customers, we got their back. The mortgage bet's going to hit Vikings, Rams, under 52.5. Oh my goodness. And then Packers plus 9.5 against the Eagles.
I mean, that's it. And by the way, do you have any totals, any records for us right now?
Let me compile them. I didn't have time to prep the
we'll do it
records
next
for you.
week.
Again, we're above 500. College, we're doing very well on the college side. NFL, we're probably up 3 games, I think,
That's
right
pretty
now.
damn good.
And then the mortgage, we're back up to two wins here.
That's pretty good.
So again,
I can't wait till next year when we do our over-unders preseason.
oh, Pete, we're gonna.
Did you hear Bill Simmons, how well he did on some of those?
Dude,
I kind of got annoyed.
I got to go back and double check him. He said he was like 27.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
it was like, dude, he just subtly dropped that in with his podcast with him and Sal. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, that's like ridiculously good.
It's incredible. I think Bill has he has his little birdies around the leagues and stuff. I think he knows some things. That's incredible. That's really good.
Yeah.
But he said like the 5 he got wrong, they weren't even close.
Yeah.
Like he just.
But I
completely
was like, wow. I mean, game recognized game.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty good.
So we're gonna put our records up. We should do our records against his. Like we should just add his name on there and just say we picked with Bill Simmons and just see.
I like that.
Get
I
him
like
on the
that.
show. Mosley,
Yeah.
get Bill. Call him.
Mosley. All right.
Mosley. Pete.
Corey Dickman, all in bets. That's it for Corey. That's it for our show today. We're over time. We'll be back on Monday. Everybody stay safe. Welcome Horns. See ya.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Sports.
We are Rogue Media Sports.